What's up, creeps? It's Jason. Of course, this is Riley from Rigor Mortis Mask, and we're back for another Mask Morgue. And today, look at this beautifully ugly piece I have in front of me.
Face only a mother could love.
Oh, right. We're talking about the 2019 Shock Fink from our man Pete Infelise at Devil's Workshop. Did I say Infelise right? Did I say how you say his name? I can never pronounce his name right, but Pete, my bad. My apologies, man. So, you guys, I don't know how familiar you guys are. I know probably super mask nerds out there, of course, know Devil's Workshop, but they are probably my favorite modern day mask company. And I say they, it's really one guy, you know what I'm saying?
One-man show, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pete. And he's been doing this for over 25 years
Yeah,
now.
I think he's been doing it since the early 90s.
Yeah, so, which is awesome. And go down his rabbit hole of collecting his masks. Oh, boy. My wallet's not thanking me right now, but I'm very happy with some of the pieces I got. And today we're just going to go ahead and showcase one of the many we got, and it is the Shock Fink. Now, Shock Fink, it's a combination, right? It's a mix-up. It's a mashup from a Shock Monster, which is the old retro Shock Monster we all love, and a Rat Fink, which is an old
Roth.
Yeah, Ed Roth, very what do you think, 70s? I think it is 60s, 70s.
Something like that.
Yeah, the Rat Fink came out. So Pete, I don't know what kind of influence he was under when he made this thing, but he combined them, mutated them together, and this is what we got, this beautiful piece of thick ass latex. And I'll talk about that in a second, man. But couple things I like about this, and I don't know, you collect a couple of Devil's Workshop stuff. We actually, this is some stuff that I love it because it's modern. We could trade back and forth, or you know, we swap and do types of weird stuff with it. But it's kind of cool because Pete did 13 of these back in 2019, right? And it was a limited run. But if you look under the hood here, he has mine marked as number 9 of 9. Yeah. What does that mean, Pete? I'm asking you right now. Did you do 13 or did you do 9?
I wonder if there were two separate releases, and maybe this was the first release, and then there was another additional few.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know.
Pete does that. He does limited runs and all this stuff, which is a brilliant plan, by the way, a game plan, if you ask me. You know, instead of doing mass-produced stuff, and he's also done a custom mask for us, which we'll get into later. But yeah, really cool stuff, man. So I don't know. I got 9 of 9, or maybe I have 9 of 13. It doesn't matter. I got one. Yeah. And you don't. Or maybe you do. I don't know. So things I dig about this, man. One is obviously Pete's color palettes are freaking rad, man. You know what I'm saying? But obviously his mixtures of colors, he likes to blend them really, really well and do lots of good fades. Almost your Basil Go-Go's fades, but not as extreme on a lot of his stuff. But it's, although I don't know if he's ever done a Basil Go-Go paint job, which is probably one of the hardest.
Phantom. Yeah, it was crazy.
There you go. So he's done it. So, but he still uses those little bits and pieces of that technique into almost all of his sculpt, his paintings when he does the mask, man. But one thing I always fall in love with is Pete's eyes, not his personal eyes, you know.
But get lost in those too.
Yeah, but his mask eyes, man, they're so rad. So you know, take a look at eyes and just he makes them very milky and the depth is very I don't know, lots of depth in them. How about that? I don't know what I'm saying, but I dig that, and I also dig his use of hair. Now he doesn't use a normal hair, right? Which is I don't know what's a normal hair that people use, like a crepe hair. Or something?
Probably crepe or mohair.
Yeah, or mohair. He uses more of a yarn style hair, and he blends them really well.
Maybe a wool.
Wool. I think he told me one day it was yarn or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, or maybe my kid told me that because he was into cosplay. But it's a really unique style or type of hair, and I think he uses it for almost all his masks, which is freaking rad, you know what I'm saying? Once again, it sets them apart from other people and all that, but he blends them really nice, and usually has good streaks in them and all that stuff. And then, you know, even when you get it from, you know, packaging, it's literally 30 seconds, comb it down, do some hairspray on it, and it's set for life, man. So super good. Now, one other thing I kind of like about this, what Pete will do, is his pulls are thick. And let me tell you, that if you know what I'm talking about, as a mask nerd, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in other words, when he pours the latex in his molds, he lets them dwell a little extra longer, right? And you get a nice thickness inside these things. Now, once again, mask nerd, when you get a thick pool, it's like porn for this guy, right? He's like, this is not
wrong.
Yeah, right? Pete's got the thickest pools. Anyway, so no, but you're guaranteed. But it's also damaging to the molds, right? So he's sacrificing his molds for your pleasure, I guess you want to say, right? Because the thicker the pool, the more it can pull out, some of the ultra cal or whatever, your hydro cal out of the molds and to kind of destroy the molds. So I don't know how many he can get. Maybe he can only get 10 to 13 out of each mold before he has to redo them or whatnot.
And I know he makes a few production molds of each mask. So
yeah, for sure.
That way he can do a few of them. So
yeah, now you'll probably look on his website and you'll be like, Jay, you're an idiot. I just found this. It's just released like last month or whatever. He does repop these, right? But different color variants. And that's the kind of cool thing. Is if I have 9 of 9 or 9 of 13, I don't even know what it is, of this model, there will be never a paint job like this again. This is it. There was 13 of them, or there was 9 of them, or whatever, and that's it. Now, he may do a different paint job, which you see a lot of. And that's something that I'll collect. I've actually collected a lot of his number ones, but they're always just different color variants and all that stuff. But big fan, and for you guys out there, it's accessible. That's the thing. It's not like you got to go down to Riley, mask hunt from hell, right, to go find something the most rarest of the rarest. These are accessible. You can even get them. I see them on eBay a lot as well, or just go right to Pete himself and say, man, when you make another run of the Shock Fink, or when you make another run of whatever. He's got he's got tons of different sculpts and just some of the raddest stuff ever. But I just wanted to tip my cap to Pete and Devil's Workshop, because you've given me a modern, I guess, jolt into the mask collecting world, but with a lot of vintage looks, man. So was that how you say that? That sounds pretty good, right? I don't know. So
what's cool about Pete too is not only does he do great ground up sculpt, but when Dom Post was liquidated, I believe he acquired like 50 molds from them.
Oh, really?
So we can also produce some vintage Dom Post masks that aren't in production anymore. So as well as his incredible Fink sculptures and his cover projects that he does, he releases some nice vintage mold rubber.
So fun, extremely fun and affordable. Now this guy runs about $3.99, right, $400 or whatnot, it's oversized, it's big, and once again, it's thick. I don't know what I'm trying to feel the thickness on this. Good 1/8 inch, maybe more. What do you think, man?
I'd say it would be an 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch in certain areas.
How about that? Huh? That's hot.
Yeah. Calendar mask thickness.
Yeah, exactly. So hats off to him. Thank you so much. So there you guys go. A 2019 9 of 9 or 9 of 13. I don't know. Shock Fink from our man Devil's Workshop, which we have many more of Pete's stuff to show down the line, as long as some other amazing. We got something coming up next that you're just going to freak out on.
Blow your minds.
Yeah, this
like
guy.
Scanners.
So, all right, guys. So there you guys go. The Rat Fink from Devil's Workshop, and now the mask doors are closed.